No record of her construction in Nuremberg's archives, no blueprint in the guild halls of blacksmiths, no evidence of her in use before the 18th century. Instead, there were fragments, iron coffins, spiked masks, medieval sarcophagi, assembled by later imaginations into a single terrible whole. What Seebenkes described may have been less a device that truly stood in a dungeon, and more a tale stitched together from relics and rumor, transformed by fear into something monstrous. And yet, the myth proved stronger than the truth. Travelers swore they had seen her, towering in shadows. Museums displayed iron cabinets retrofitted with spikes and called them maidens. Torture manuals whispered of her as if she were fact. And always, in every retelling, she grew taller, sharper, crueler. Her embrace more inescapable. The power of the Iron Maiden was never in the steel, but in the mind. Picture, then, a prisoner in the 16th century, shackled in the dark. He has heard of burning at the stake, of breaking wheels, of men boiled alive, but still he trembles when the guard leans close and says, "The maiden awaits." What terror fills him is not knowledge, but imagination. He envisions the iron doors, the cold spikes pressing against his flesh, the darkness that closes in once the last sliver of torchlight vanishes through the seams. He feels her arms already, though she has never touched him. The jailers knew this well. Fear itself was a tool sharper than any blade. Whether or not the maiden stood in the dungeon mattered little. Belief alone was enough to bend men to confession, to obedience, to silence. And so she endured not as iron but as idea. Centuries later, when scholars dissected the records and declared the Iron Maiden a myth of exaggeration, her shadow did not fade. She had already stepped from history into legend. Pain and blood had birthed her, but imagination had crowned her immortal. She appeared in grim exhibitions of torture devices, in the ink of Gothic writers, in the minds of those who longed to believe that the Middle Ages were darker, crueler, more monstrous than they truly were. But perhaps that, too, was her embrace. The maiden did not merely claim prisoners. She claimed centuries. She stood as the eternal symbol of cruelty, whether she ever existed in steel or not. Her arms may have been cold iron,